What you went through was never random, and it was never meant to destroy you, even though there were moments it felt unbearable. Every closed door, every rejection, every season where nothing made sense was shaping something inside you that comfort never could. You were placed in situations that demanded strength before you believed you had any, forced to stand alone so you could learn how to rely on something deeper than people's approval. While others were being sheltered, you were being stretched. While others were celebrated early, you were hidden. That hiding was not neglect, it was protection, because what was being built in you needed time away from noise, jealousy, and premature exposure. Training rarely looks like progress when you're inside it. It looks like confusion, exhaustion, and wondering why life feels harder for you than for everyone else around you. You questioned yourself more times than you can count. You replayed conversations, blamed yourself for things that were never your fault, and tried to shrink parts of who you are just to survive. But every attempt to become smaller failed for a reason. The pressure you were under was refining you, burning away illusions, strengthening discernment, and sharpening your inner voice. You learned to read energy before words, intentions before promises. You learned that not everyone who smiles wants you to win, and not every loss means you're losing. Some losses were strategic removals. Some heartbreaks were rescue missions disguised as pain. You were trained to walk away without closure, to trust silence over explanations, and to keep moving even when no one clapped for you. There were nights you carried everything alone, smiling in public while breaking in private, asking why you had to be the strong one all the time. But strength was not assigned to you because you were expendable, it was assigned because you were capable. You were given weight because your spirit could carry it. You were tested in isolation so you could become unshakable in crowds. The delays were not denials, they were endurance drills. The waiting taught you patience, the setbacks taught you humility, and the betrayals taught you wisdom. You learned how to rebuild yourself from scratch more than once, which is why nothing external can truly take you down now. Others may have mistaken your quiet seasons for failure, but you were learning discipline, emotional mastery, and restraint. You learned when to speak and when silence was power. You learned how to keep going without validation, how to believe without evidence, and how to stand firm when everything around you was unstable. That kind of training cannot be taught in comfort. It can only be learned in pressure. Every time you thought you were being pushed back, you were actually being positioned. Every time life stripped something away, it was making room for something stronger to emerge. You were being taught to lead yourself before leading anything else. You survived moments that should have broken you, and instead of becoming bitter, you became aware. Instead of becoming cruel, you became discerning. Instead of giving up, you adapted. That adaptability is not accidental. It's a skill forged through repetition, disappointment, and resilience. You now see patterns others miss, sense danger before it arrives, and understand timing in a way that can't be explained logically. Your nervous system learned survival, and your spirit learned authority. You didn't just endure pain, you extracted wisdom from it. You didn't just experience loss, you learned how to detach without losing your heart. When you look back, you'll realize nothing was wasted. Every detour taught you something essential. Every delay protected you from arriving unprepared. Every lonely stretch strengthened your inner foundation so you wouldn't collapse when attention finally comes. You were trained to move without applause so success wouldn't intoxicate you later. You were trained to be misunderstood so clarity wouldn't scare you now. You were trained to stand alone so leadership wouldn't feel heavy. Even the moments you thought you failed were rehearsals, showing you what doesn't work so you can recognize what does instantly. This training was not about making you perfect, it was about making you real, grounded, and awake. You were shaped to operate from truth instead of desperation, from purpose instead of fear. You learned that your value doesn't fluctuate with circumstances, and that confidence built in silence lasts longer than confidence borrowed from attention. The challenges calibrated you, aligned you, and tuned your intuition. You can now feel when something is off, when timing isn't right, and when to wait instead of forcing outcomes. That level of awareness is earned, not gifted. So when you feel different now, more aware, more selective, less reactive, it's because the training worked. You're not hardened, you're refined. You're not distant, you're focused. You're not behind, you're loaded with experience others don't yet have. The path you walked was never meant to look easy or familiar. It was meant to prepare you to walk ahead without losing yourself, to stand firm when others panic, to move forward with quiet certainty even when the road ahead isn't fully visible, trusting that everything you survived has already proven you're capable of what's coming next and beyond. The awakening you feel inside is not random, and it is not something that can be ignored. It is the stirring of a power that has always existed within you, a truth that has been waiting patiently for the right moment to emerge. For years, you may have felt out of place, different, or even restless without understanding why. That restlessness was your spirit nudging you toward recognition, toward remembering who you truly are. It is a calling that cannot be silenced, and it cannot be postponed. The awakening is subtle at first, a thought that lingers longer than it should, a feeling that something greater is possible, a sense of purpose that doesn't fit within ordinary routines. But as time passes, the sensation grows, like a tide that cannot be held back, a flame that refuses to stay hidden. What you are experiencing is the activation of your true identity, the unveiling of the part of you that was always meant to rise, to lead, to shine. This awakening often comes with discomfort because it challenges everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world around you. Old habits, limiting beliefs, and outdated relationships no longer serve the person you are becoming. You may find yourself questioning decisions, feeling disconnected from situations that once felt familiar, and noticing a deep hunger for more purpose, more clarity, more alignment. The spirit within you is waking up, and it cannot settle for less than what it knows it is capable of. That hunger is not dissatisfaction, it is recognition. It is the part of you that remembers your potential, your destiny, and the role you were always meant to play. You are beginning to understand that the life you have been living was only a preparation for the life you are about to step into. As the awakening progresses, you start noticing synchronicities and signs that guide you along your path. Doors open where none existed before, people appear who bring insight and support, and opportunities present themselves at exactly the right moment. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations that your higher self is aligning with the universe to bring you into your true role. The challenges that once felt like obstacles now serve as markers, teaching you lessons and helping you discern your path more clearly. Each struggle, each setback, and each moment of doubt was designed to prepare you for this awakening. You are no longer walking blindly, you are walking consciously, guided by an inner knowing that is far deeper than logic or reason. The awakening also comes with responsibility, because as you recognize your power, you cannot ignore it. You become aware of the impact you have on others, the energy you project, and the influence you carry simply by being authentic. Your voice becomes a force, your presence a signal, and your choices ripple beyond what you can immediately see. You may feel a sense of urgency to act, to share your gifts, to step fully into your calling. This is natural, because the activation of your true identity demands action. You are not meant to remain hidden or to diminish yourself for the comfort of others. The awakening is a call to rise, to take ownership of your life, and to embody the version of yourself that has been waiting to be recognized. During this time, you may also experience moments of fear, doubt, or resistance. That is normal, because stepping into your true identity often means leaving behind familiar patterns and stepping into uncharted territory. Fear is a sign that you are growing, that you are stretching beyond the limits of your old self, and that you are stepping into something far greater than before. The doubts are tests, not failures. They challenge you to reaffirm your commitment to yourself, to trust your instincts, and to honor the calling that has been stirring within for so long. The awakening is not instantaneous, it is a process, a gradual unfolding that strengthens your resilience, sharpens your focus, and deepens your connection to your higher self. As you embrace this awakening, you begin to notice a shift in your perception of time, priorities, and relationships. The things that once seemed urgent now feel trivial, and the things that truly matter take center stage. You become more selective with your energy, understanding that not every opportunity, relationship, or opinion deserves your attention. You learn to value solitude as a space for clarity, reflection, and alignment. The awakening teaches you that power is not about force or control, it is about alignment, awareness, and authenticity. When you operate from this place, your influence grows naturally, and the world responds to the truth of your presence. Your intuition becomes heightened during this awakening. You begin to sense the motives of others more clearly, recognize opportunities before they are presented, and understand the flow of events in ways that others cannot. Decisions that once felt confusing become easier, because you are now guided by an inner compass rather than external validation. Your mind and spirit are beginning to work together in harmony, allowing you to navigate life with clarity and purpose. The activation of your true identity is about reclaiming your authority, trusting your instincts, and stepping confidently into the life you were always meant to live. Ultimately, the awakening is a profound reminder that you are not here by accident. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of doubt was preparing you for this very moment. The identity that is emerging is not limited by past failures or current circumstances, it is limitless, powerful, and fully capable of fulfilling your highest potential. You are being called to step forward with courage, to embrace your gifts, and to align fully with your purpose. The awakening you feel is the universe recognizing you, the higher self within you confirming you, and the world waiting for you to rise. The activation of your true identity transforms the way you see yourself and your life. You realize that you were never meant to fit into someone else's mold, to live according to other people's expectations, or to settle for less than your soul's desire. The awakening awakens your clarity, your confidence, and your courage. You begin to move with intention, speak with authority, and live with a sense of mission. The energy you carry is magnetic, drawing experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self. As this awakening unfolds, it becomes undeniable: you are not just existing, you are rising, stepping fully into who you were always meant to be, and claiming the life that is your destiny. The world has been waiting for a champion, someone whose presence would change the course of events simply by stepping into their purpose. For a long time, you may have doubted yourself, wondering if you were truly capable of filling such a role or if the whispers of destiny were only illusions. But the truth is, everything in your life has been preparing you for this moment. Every challenge, every trial, every season of feeling unseen was not to hold you back but to forge you into the person who could not only survive but lead, inspire, and transform. You were being molded in ways invisible to the eye, shaped by experiences that demanded courage before you even recognized it within yourself. There is a reason why the world waited this long. It waited for someone who could carry both strength and integrity, someone who could rise not from ambition alone, but from purpose, clarity, and resilience. That someone is you, and the awakening that is occurring within you right now is the confirmation of what has always been true. This awakening does not arrive quietly. It is accompanied by a sense of urgency, a stirring deep within your soul that refuses to be ignored. It is the voice of your higher self reminding you that your time has come, that the preparation is over, and that the world is calling you to step forward. You may feel a shift in energy, a heightened awareness, or an undeniable pull toward actions and decisions that align with your purpose. These sensations are not coincidences. They are signals, guiding you toward the path you were always meant to walk. The world has been waiting for a champion who could rise above fear, uncertainty, and distraction, and you are being recognized for this role, even if your mind struggles to fully comprehend it. The process of realizing this can be disorienting at times because it challenges everything you thought you knew about yourself, your limits, and what was possible. You may begin to notice that the people and situations around you are changing as well. Those who do not resonate with your purpose drift away, while those who align with your mission appear at just the right moments. Opportunities arise that feel divinely timed, as though the universe itself is conspiring to support your awakening. This is not luck, it is the orchestration of events to position you where you need to be. You start to see that every setback, every disappointment, every moment of isolation was intentional preparation. The hardships you endured were not punishments, they were lessons, tools to cultivate resilience, discernment, and unwavering focus. They were shaping you into someone who could carry the weight of responsibility without being overwhelmed by it. The world needs leaders who can stand strong in the midst of chaos, who can make decisions with clarity, and who can act from purpose rather than impulse, and this is exactly what your preparation has achieved. Embracing this role requires courage. The path of a champion is not without sacrifice. You will be called to make decisions that test your patience, strength, and character. You will face moments where fear and doubt attempt to sway you, moments where the easier choice tempts you to compromise your mission. But the essence of a champion is not that they never feel fear, it is that they act despite it. The true power lies in consistency, integrity, and commitment to the purpose that has been revealed to you. As the world waits for your emergence, you are being reminded that you are capable of standing in your truth, fully aware of your abilities, and fully aligned with your calling. The hesitation that once held you back is being replaced by a quiet confidence that comes from understanding that you have been prepared for this exact moment, and that your readiness is undeniable. The awakening of a champion also brings responsibility. It is not enough to recognize your power, you must act with intention and purpose. Every choice you make now has a ripple effect, impacting not only your life but the lives of those around you. Your words, your energy, and your actions carry weight, and with that comes the necessity to act consciously. The awareness of this responsibility can feel heavy at first, but it is a confirmation of the trust placed in you by the universe. You are being called to rise not for recognition, reward, or approval, but because the world needs what only you can offer. The trials you faced were not arbitrary, they were deliberate measures to equip you with wisdom, resilience, and perspective that cannot be taught, only earned through experience. As you step into this awakening, you may notice that your perception of life changes. The distractions, the trivialities, and the opinions that once consumed your energy fade into the background. You become selective with where you invest your time, attention, and energy, understanding that alignment with your purpose is paramount. You start to trust your intuition more deeply, allowing it to guide your decisions, relationships, and actions. The life you are meant to lead requires clarity of mind, clarity of heart, and clarity of intention. You begin to see the interconnectedness of events and recognize the signs, patterns, and opportunities that point you toward your next steps. Every experience, past and present, is now understood as a piece of a larger puzzle, each moment strategically positioning you for the moment when you step fully into your role as a champion. The world's anticipation of your emergence reinforces the importance of embracing your destiny. You were chosen not for convenience, but because your unique combination of experiences, gifts, and character makes you capable of carrying a role that few could sustain. Your courage, resilience, and unwavering spirit are exactly what the world has been waiting for, and your time to rise has arrived. The awakening is not an invitation to remain passive, it is a call to action. It is a recognition that the preparation, the struggle, and the growth you have endured were never wasted, they were all leading to this pivotal moment of impact, influence, and transformation. As this awakening continues, you realize that your life is no longer about survival or seeking approval. It is about stepping into authority, embracing your gifts, and claiming the power that has always been yours. The champion within you is no longer dormant. It is active, aware, and ready. The challenges you once feared now appear as opportunities to demonstrate strength and wisdom. The doubts that clouded your mind are replaced with clarity and certainty. The world may not fully understand what is happening, but that does not matter, because the awakening of a champion is not for validation, it is for purpose. Your rise is inevitable, and the world, whether it realizes it or not, has been waiting for this moment, waiting for you.